Hi, I'm Tirumala and I recently got an admit from the prestigious Kellogg School of Management. I'm really excited to be a part of the Kellogg cohort. Now, during my application process, I was looking for different consultants and I eventually ended up working with Autrri from Top 1%. It was a great experience overall working with him. I applied to 4 different schools and one thing that stood out for me with Autrri was how promptly I used to get feedback from him. For someone who is in the process of applying, it's very important that you keep getting feedback and you keep making changes so that you're able to meet your deadlines. And I started applying a little late and having that continuous feedback and getting that feedback in a couple of hours every time I sent a draft to him was really helpful. So yeah, that's my experience working with Autrri and I would highly recommend him for anyone who's looking to apply.
Hi, I'm Pragya. I am a final year student at University College London and I worked with Autrri for my master's applications. So I applied to 7 universities: LBS, INSEAD, Chicago Booth, Cornell University, Fuqua, Imperial and NUS for my master's. And I received a master's in management offer from I think 6 of these universities. So all universities except for Chicago Booth. During this process, one thing I truly admired about Autrri was his attitude. So when I was applying for masters, I was confused and worried and often not confident, but he always had this positive attitude and said things like, "I'm sure you can do this," or "You've got this." And this really helped me feel confident about myself and also perform better in interviews. He also helped me edit my CV and made multiple edits towards my answers. And during this process, which was really long, I was able to directly communicate with him and I had tons and tons of doubts. So I remember even if I had a slight doubt about something, I would screenshot it and send it to him and he would always respond quickly via email. After I got to the interview stage, he helped me prepare for these interviews and also helped me navigate the final offers and pick a final choice, which will be London Business School for me. I also received a merit scholarship for £20,000 from LBS. And so thank you so much for all the help, Autrri. And I look forward to working with you for my MBA applications as well.
Hi, this is Akanksha. I just got admitted to Chicago Booth for my MBA, and I've also gotten a scholarship of $40,000 from the school. I really want to take a moment to acknowledge how helpful Autrri has been for me in my journey, and I'm sure that he'll actually be very helpful to anybody that is going to be working with him. There were a couple of things that really stood out for me. I had reached out to him last moment, just a couple of weeks before the deadline, to check if I can start working with him, although I had been working before that on my own. And I really liked how, even though we had a very small window to work on it, he was fully invested right from the get-go. He knew that it's an intense deadline and accommodated my needs accordingly. Secondly, I also really appreciated that he's just so approachable. You can always send him emails and he responds very quickly. He responds very efficiently. And so he's, I think I had spoken to quite a few consultants before that and also did short stints with them. And a lot of them take a couple of days to revert and get back with small feedbacks and all of that. Autrri doesn't do that. He's really present for you.
Hi everyone, I am Anshuka Malpani. I recently got an admit into ISB for the PGP program through the YLP route and I took the career counseling services of Top 1%. I had the opportunity to meet Autrri in this process and I would wholeheartedly want to recommend him to anybody who wants to make it to this college. I think Autrri has really helped me bring out my it factor, my selling points, which the AdCom really appreciated in my essays. He's somebody who really understands what the AdCom is looking for into and therefore he's able to guide you properly. He gave me extremely useful interview tips and tricks and we did a lot of interview preps as well, which helped me kind of crack the process. I think one of the distinguishing factors about him is that he was very prompt with me throughout the process and he got back to all my queries and doubts, whatever and however trivial I thought that was, in the least amount of time. Since getting into ILP is also kind of a very lengthy process, I think he's a good friend to have throughout this process.
Hi to everyone out there planning to apply to global MBAs and the top ones. I would definitely recommend Autrri. Autrri has been a great helping hand in my admissions. I definitely loved the confidence and the wide area of knowledge that he comes with. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you take help from Autrri.
I am Riddhi Arora. I took admissions counseling services from Autrri and he's been helpful from the very beginning. During the CV review process, he helped me highlight my experiences with a deeper focus on impact and results rather than action. And that's the mistake I made in my first few drafts. He also helped me in my essay strategy, so I was able to reflect on my goals with a lot more clarity and structure. He really helped me think about how I want to go from where I am to where I want to be and how can this particular college help me. And that helped me bring out a lot of authenticity and clarity in my application, which always goes a long way. And I particularly remember before my interviews, I had a very interesting conversation with him. I was extremely prepared. I had everything written out on an Excel that, okay, this is what I want to talk about, this is how I want to introduce myself. And he helped me understand that you need to be more candid and confident in your approach. You need to make it more of a conversation rather than an interview. And that can only happen if you're more spontaneous in what you talk about. And if you come off as someone who is very candid and very confident. So That helped me a lot in my interviews. I felt a lot more relaxed and relieved. Finally, I would highly recommend Autrri services.
My name is Shubhankar Dudeja and I'm a recent admit to London Business School for the August 2025 intake. Securing an offer from LBS was a very validating feeling, especially because of all the efforts that went behind securing this offer. Right from taking my GMAT exam to writing many applications and then preparing for many interview rounds, this entire journey can be very tiring and testing. And it can pay a lot of dividends to have a mentor or a coach who can guide you through this entire process. For me personally, Autrri was that consultant. He mentored me, he understood the career goals that I had and helped me shortlist colleges accordingly. He also helped me refine my application essays, better structure my application, and even prepared me for mock interview rounds. And all these efforts played a defining role in terms of securing an offer from LBS. So if you're currently someone who is preparing for the application round, I completely understand how nerve-wracking this entire process can be, and I would definitely recommend that you should reach out to Autrri once. He can really help bridge the gap between you and your target university.
So a big shout out to Autrri for helping me navigate through my MBA admissions process. I have admits from the Rotterdam School of Management and NUS Singapore with scholarships. And I say this because I remember the very first essay that I submitted to Autrri for his review. And what I ended up submitting to the business schools after Autri's edits was just something outstanding. And he really helped me leverage my unique merchant navy background into something tangible and something that the business schools really want to have in their cohort. So yeah, grateful for your support, Autrri, and thank you so much.
This is Anupam. I'm a student of your GMAT classes. I finally got my admit into Harvard Business School today in the morning. This would not have been possible without your continuous support and guidance. You have trained me, you have guided me, you have stood by me in my entire application process. You ensured that my motivation is high and I am good enough to get into Harvard. I would also like to mention Autrri, who continuously helped me with my application as well as interview process.
Sandeep recommended Autrri for admission consulting, and Autrri was again a wonderful partner. He provided me the right guidance at the right time, and he really understands the nuances of how admission committees read the applications, how do they interpret that. And I took the chance of just applying at one university, and thank you to both of them. Not only that, I also got a scholarship, so I highly recommend.
I'd like to speak about my experiences with Mr. Autrri Chakravarti, who was my admissions consultant as I prepared my applications and SOPs leading up to my admit in Cornell University full-time MBA program. I believe it is the experience and expertise of Mr. Autrri who helped me craft really good essays, SOPs, as well as portray my best foot forward in my resumes, which helped make a significant difference in my application process. Additionally, prior to my interviews, I was able to in-depth analyze and sort of understand what would be required of me thanks to his expertise.
My name is Shivika and I'm a student of Sandeep's. The best part was Sandeep's mentoring and guidance. He was always available to help create customized plans to further improve my quant score or to suggest alternative resources based on what I needed the most. As a result, I received interview invitations from several M7 schools, including HBS, Wharton, Kellogg, and Chicago Booth. And I'm extremely excited to be attending HBS this fall. Sandeep's first-hand experience with the HBS interview process was helpful in understanding what to expect, how to prepare, and he was also able to give me a much-needed confidence boost.
When I went to Autrri, I was absolutely clueless about how the entire experience is going to be. I have to say the experience has been absolutely wonderful. Autrri brings such a personal touch to the entire process. My CV was transformed. There were things on it that I hadn't thought of, and it really added to my profile. Now I have admits from 3 colleges, from Wharton, Booth, and Kellogg. I'm literally spoiled for choice, and it wouldn't have been possible without him.
Hi, my name is Ashok Mittal, and I have MBA admits from London Business School, Michigan Ross, as well as Indian School of Business. I hired Autrri for the second round. In the first round, I had taken the help of an international consultant, and I had a very bad experience with that person. Hence, when I came on board with Autrri, I was fairly skeptical of the value that an admissions consultant can add. He helps you understand your strengths, how to leverage them, what are your weaknesses, how to mitigate them. That is one of the biggest value adds, which is the practical advice, the strategic inputs that he gives. I had mock interviews with Autrri where he gave me critical inputs, about not only my content but also my structure and how my presence in front of the interviewer. Right? During the interview process, I wasn't nervous, I wasn't fidgety. I knew what the questions would be like. I knew my story, I knew it in and out, and I knew how to drive the interview where I wanted it to go. I would highly recommend Autrri to anyone who's looking for an MBA abroad. Unlike most people, I have worked with more than one consultant, and hence I have the benefit of comparison, which is why I'm saying that I would recommend Autrri.
Hi, my name is Vinita Autrri. I was absolutely shocked to learn that I had been rejected by all schools without even an interview. Oh my god, I'm almost like emotional when I say this. Even if I had a family member who was into admissions consulting, I don't think that person would have supported me as much as Autrri did. I finally chose Duke's Fuqua School of Business, where I not only got a seat, but I was also named the Kellogg Scholar, and it's a full tuition financial aid. So if you are looking at B school admissions at all, I think it would be a great disservice to yourself if you did not give yourself the opportunity to work with this man.
I'm Vikram. I've been working with both Sandeep and Autrri. I took the classes with Sandeep first, and then I worked with Autrri for my applications. I've got an admit from ISB, INSEAD, and London Business School. I'm planning to take INSEAD. Working with Autrri has just been fantastic. I have, just to summarize it in one line, just blindly listen to everything he says. I know how I did my first essay and how my essay finally panned out. It was like I was a completely different person.
My name is Abhinav. I'm going to NYU Sloan in the fall. I came to Autrri when I knew nothing about this maddening process. Between then and having offers of admission from 2 top 10 schools, the only thing that's been constant has been sound advice from Autrri. The guy has an answer to every query, he knows all the tricks of the trade, and there are a lot. He's motivated me when I was down, he's kicked me when I was getting off track. He's there any day of the week, he replies any time of the day, the guy is never on vacation. He keeps going until he likes it.
I'm Deepthi. I'm going to be going to Columbia next year in January. Autrri has been absolutely amazing. Something that really helped me was talking to Autrri right before my interview, because I walked into every interview feeling like a boss. I was owning the room, I was owning whatever interview I was giving.
Hey Autrri, first of all, thanks a lot for helping me to get through my dream schools. And I'm really glad to share that I got an admit from Kellogg School of Management.
I was referred to Autrri by a friend. I got my admission into MIT Sloan, and I do not think I could have done it without his help.
Yeah, hi, my name is Rahul and I got an admit from Columbia. And what can I say about Autrri? I can guarantee you that I wouldn't have made it without his help.
Given my 1 year of experience, just 12 months of my experience, I got into one of the Ivy League universities, Cornell University, and by the age of 25, I'll be done with my MBA. Coming to Autrri for help has been the best decision during my application process, because this wouldn't have been possible if not for Autrri at all.
I just got admitted in London Business School for the Masters in Management program, and I only have to thank one person for making my dream come true. It's you, Autrri.
For me, a Rotman would be an absolute dream, and having sort of pulled it off clearly, speaks volumes in terms of how much that particular strategy from Autrri has worked essentially.
I'll be joining Indiana Kelly this year in August with 100% scholarship, all because of Autrri sir.
I'm Nilofa. I just got my admit into INSEAD and ISB. Thank you so much, Autrri. I really liked working with you.
During the first year of my application, I got rejected at both the places which I really wanted to go to. I got into a lot of colleges abroad. I got into Ross and I got into Tepper and King & Flagler. It was an amazing experience, and so thank you, Autrri.
I've received 6 admits so far, 1 from Yale, then ISB scholarships, almost up to 100%. And I really could not have done this without Autrri.
All set to join HKUST from July of this year, and I do highly recommend Autrri.
Hi, I'm Hina Bhatia and I'll be joining ISB Hyderabad. Autrri helped me throughout and every step.
I got an admit at Duke University, the Fuqua School of Business. I recommend wholly that you take support from somebody who gives a third person perspective, and that somebody should be Autrri.
Autrri really helped me through this process, and I'm very confident that I would not have got the end result that I have got if I wasn't working with Autrri on this.
In spite of having a low GMAT score, I got into IIM Ahmedabad. All credit to Autrri.
And got an admit from Berkeley as well as Cornell. I do believe that Autrri really helped my dream come true.
If you're still deciding whether you should use Autrri service or not, just stop wasting your time and go sign up. He's an amazing storyteller. He is going to weave your most undersold ideas and thoughts into such beautiful stories. The final drafts of my essays really almost look like a novel with, ups and downs. He's amazing. I just wish I could take him to school with me.
I had just 14 months of full-time professional work experience. TAPA was my first choice, so I'm extremely elated about that. When I submitted my TAPA essay, I got an interview call in 4 hours after submitting the application. And in the second college that I got an admit to, I finished my interview, I took off my tie, and I received an email from the college saying that they have accepted me. And I owe this to Autrri and full credit to him.